Hi folks, Lou here to talk briefly about the topic of monster games. Now by this I mean a tabletop game that's very, very large with very large numbers of pieces, for example, sometimes over 1,000. In this particular case, what caused me to think about this was a game called Civil War by Victory Games from 1983. It takes 20 hours to play. There are 56 pages of closely printed rules. There are two huge maps, though one is of the West, starting in West Texas or in East Texas, and it may not be used much. They actually list the blind testers of this game, but one of the characteristics of monster games is that they are not and probably cannot be play tested much. Now this might attract somebody who is designing it, but I suspect more people design them as a sort of labor of love. Now, why do people buy these games? Well, I don't know how much they buy them to actually play them. If you go to a convention like PresCon or World Board Gaming Championship, where there are lots of people who are old-time wargamers, then you can see people actually playing these monster games. Whether they finish them or not is another big question. But at least you see them playing them with everything spread out all over the place and very large numbers of small pieces and so on. But I don't think a lot of people buy them to actually play them, or perhaps play them solitary a little bit. They are for completists, people who want information. For example, I asked the publishers once of monster games, and they said they thought people, for example, wanted to get them so they could have a piece for every U-boat from World War II. Or you could have every regiment, say, on the Eastern Front, something like that. Now, I'm not that sort of person. It almost strikes me as related to being a collector. And I always say collectoritis is a form of insanity. And I suspect that playing monster games is in a way a form of insanity, but it's an insanity that people like, and it's harmless, so more power to them. And that's about all I can say about the matter. It's not something I would ever want to get into. I prefer simple games. Thanks for listening.